$15 for How Did Andy and LRR First Meet?
On the field of battle.
I was the...
Appreciate
Oh, I've seen that one. Sorry, you were your cat. Yeah. I was the lighting tech for West Side Story in the Oak Bay Community Theater production of West Side Story. And Andy was playing...
Gladhand.
The MC? Oh, Gladhand.
The guy that comes out during the dance at the gym, and he says, "All right, kids, get in 2 circles, and we're gonna walk around, and whoever you're opposite you dance with," and that guy.
Yeah.
I don't think I did that voice. I was trying to do my 15-year-old voice.
Right.
Well, sounds a lot like Angus.
Yeah. Hello, sirs. Yeah.
And I remember my favorite memory of Andy from that show was that the scene preceding the dance was a scene in the dressmaker's shop with Maria and the other characters trying on the dress. And so there was a box, just a little like 1.5 foot cube wooden box in the middle of the stage for Maria to stand on while they like pinned her dress or whatever. And then the lights went dark, stagehands cleared all the props, they put in the sets for the next bit, and some stagehand forgot to move the box. So the lights come back up, everyone's there for the dance number, and there's this black 1 foot tall box in the middle of the stage. And without missing a beat, Andy just walks out on stage to do his bit, just walks out, stands on top of the box, and goes, "Hey everybody, welcome to the dance. Thanks for coming. All right, we're going to do this thing now." Gets down, picks up the box, leaves the stage. And I'm in the booth with the stage manager going, "That's genius!"
That's a good actor.
Yeah.
That's a good
He made it
actor.
look completely intentional, which it absolutely wasn't.
I think I saw that production.
Really?
No kidding.
Wow. It would have been some years ago.
Yeah.
I think I was at Lansdowne at the time, like in junior high.
Yeah.
But Oak Bay was famous for its really good theater
In
productions.
those days,
very
they
good.
were amazing theater shows that got produced in that hour box in the middle of our stage.
Yeah.
Wow. High school? Yeah. No, so it was Oak Bay High. It wasn't the Oak Bay High production. It was the Oak Bay Community Theater, and what that meant was that it was mostly high school students acting in it and doing the stagecraft for it. Alex did stagecraft at Oak Bay High. Andy was. Did you ever do stagecraft, or were you only in the acting?
I was only an actor.
Yeah, I started as we called them tractors. I started as a techie and then became an actor. And they were Drew Kemp was the teacher, and he took it super seriously. He expected the utmost professionalism from us and treated us like completely full adults, and so we had to step up. And but then you could also get, because it was the community theater, not just from the high school, you could for certain roles get like actual local actors and stuff to play some of the roles. Like actually in West Side Story, Doc was Mr. Bradshaw, one of the teachers at the time.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was a really good show, except for the time when Jesse, who was playing Tony, missed his cue by like a minute and a half. And Jenna, and I don't remember the other actress's name, but Maria and the person, it was the same scene. It was that scene in when working on the dresses.
Sure.
They had to just improv for like a minute and a half, which is an eternity.
I was gonna say, in theater time, that is like 100 years.
And he just like bumbled on the stage, looking like he was annoyed that he had to be there. And we were like Rob's in the headset, being like, "Where's Jesse? Tell me where Jesse is." It was amazing.
I see none of taken.
We'll find you.
Can I share? Oh, that's so much louder.
Hey.
I have one story kind of similar to that.
Please.
Because again, I was also a theater backstage nerd.
What up?
Yeah, of course. I painted the sets.
Nice.
So there was, I think we were doing Titanic. I don't remember, but there was like a ship set that we had, and there was like a scene where 2 of the main actors had to go back there and change very quickly. but apparently the guy, same thing happened, like, they had to improv on stage because the guy put on his pants too fast and they just ripped. Oof. So everyone's freaking out backstage, like, oh god, what do we do? They eventually just like got him another pair of pants, but it was like such a delay. But the 2 kids that were acting came out like buttoning up their shirts again, like, and it just looked like they were just doing it.
That's amazing.
Oh
man.
It was so good.
We had some really good. You remember? Were you involved, or did you see Oklahoma?
I missed that one.
Oh no!
So Oklahoma is the one that I saw when I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. I need to be involved in this theater program. And but it did have Monty as the lead character in Oklahoma. Curly, thank you. Right, Monty was Curly. Monty was in our video The Pair. He was the really, really good looking guy. And Jim was playing Judd Fry. Right, and there's the scene with the gun, and there's a gun on the table, and one of them, Jim has to whip the gun up and point it at.
No, he shot it into the ceiling.
Yeah, but he threatens him at one point. Anyway, it's regardless. As he's picking the gun up and winging it, he clipped Monty in the bone just above the eye.
The zygomatic arch.
Thank you, the zygomatic arch, and so it was like here. And it was the upstage side, so the audience couldn't really tell until the scene is almost over, and he turned around, and there's just blood. And he just kept going through the whole scene, and then walked off stage and was like, I need help. Yeah.
I want hospital.
Just a quick theater question here, since we have so many theater people in there.
Yeah.
Was this just a, East Coast Maritimes thing? Or is it totally normal for, the last show of a production for everybody to get real goofy, specifically with regards to hiding very inappropriate pictures that only the actors can see on all surfaces?
I don't know about that specifically.
Okay.
But the last show...
I thought it was a high school theater thing in Prince Edward Island, and then it was just every theater thing that I encountered.
Not that goof specifically, but the last show had we would always bus around with people.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one for Oklahoma was that the booth, because the way that was at Oak Bay High was in the auditorium, the booth had no roof. It was just at the back of the audience, and that's where the stage manager and the light op and the sound op, who were all students, would sit. And the last Oklahoma, at the very end, when the whole cast and chorus is on stage, Oklahoma, Oklahoma. At the end, the 3 people in the booth get up, take off their shirts, put on pirate hats and eye patches, and raise the Jolly Roger up through them, and just do the Les Mis, and no one in the audience can see it, and everyone on stage is just like, Oklahoma.
How dare you? See, the thing I was getting excited about was, were you around for the Drew heads?
Oh God, yeah, because I mentioned Drew. I mentioned Drew, our teacher, who, as among other pieces of wisdom, was when he was telling us how our scene changes had to go. It was like, all right, look, these scene changes have got to go smooth like butter, bussers, smooth like butter, and then the F words. Yeah. But yeah, his face, just sort of all around.
Well, yeah. So there was a photograph of his face. That was one of the portraits for, I think, the program or something.
Yeah.
And someone printed out a bunch of Xeroxes of it and cut it out and pasted it over every surface in the change room.
Nice.
And it was apparently really intimidating because it's like you're being watched.
Yeah.
Did it say smooth like butter?
No, it was just his face just being like this kind of neutral expression.
The one that we did that, of course, we would never have been able to do on actually on stage, but it was Aladdin.
Mm-hmm.
No, not Aladdin.
Cinderella?
Cinderella, that's the one. Yeah. And I was the prime minister.
Right, yeah.
And it was like, that the prince has to get married, or the prime minister and the ministers are threatening to cut off his stipend.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Which, of course, is played for laughs. And, it's like, we will cut off your stipend. And then he sort of grabs his crotch. Right. anyway.
Yeah.
So at the end of the Q to Q, which is basically when we're running it's a one day on the Sunday the week before opening, we're running the whole show over and over again, doing all the tech cues. It's a super long day. It's the most exhausting day of the before the show actually starts, and all four, like the prime minister and the four ministers are all, the end of the scene is we'll cut off your stipend, and then they all leave, and we just went with it. We're just like, we'll cut off your penis, and we just leave stage, and everyone was useless for like 5 minutes.
Amazing.
It was hilarious because
I kind of miss all the gigs
high
we
school,
get to do
but also we still make penis jokes.
Yeah.
True, yeah.
'cause,
It's frowned upon in professional theater.
Like, it has to be real sneaky and real sly if you want to get away with it in the professional world,
Yeah.
for sure.
You can do very subtle things.
Here comes Ben.
Ben, did you have one?
Yeah.
I cannot remember for the life of me which show it was, but I was the head of lighting for it, and I had 4 spot ops, and for the last show, they were all like, the grid that we had was like far enough back that like you didn't have to look up at all to see people up there, like if you were on stage, and so for the last show, the 4 spot ups that I had up there, I got them to all just wear swimming trunks and like bathing suits.
Yes!
And I dressed up as a lifeguard and and at one part, I can't remember which show it is, and it's killing me. A character has a stroke.
Hold up, you're really quiet for the stream, apparently.
Sorry. Okay. Damn it! Now I gotta re-say the whole thing.
No, it's fine.
Anyway, I'll just quickly repeat it. I was the lighting head for a show. Can't remember what show it was. I had 4 spot ops. They were up in the grid, and on the last show or night of the show, they all dressed up in bathing suits, and I was dressed up as a lifeguard. And at one part, one of the characters has a stroke, and everybody, including the stage managers, when they happen to go, stroke, and they all up they're pretending to stroke. And it was great.
Wow.
Incredible.
That's classy.
Wow.
Classy thing.
I like that very much.
Turns into lifeguard.
Oh,
man.
What?
They do. Oh goodness, there was this. You can get away with very, very, very subtle things. So that the stage management team won't find out. You can. We did a production of Romeo and Juliet at Bard on the Beach the summer before last, and it's a long. You do like 100. No, maybe not 100 performances. Maybe more like 50. But it seems like that in rehearsal time, you just do it so much, and you're in it for like 4 months, and you get very. You get, especially if you have a small part, you stop being engaged and you get really bored. So you do subtle things. We did this scene where me and another actor named Andrew McNee, who's incredibly talented, a great comic actor. We were 2 servant characters who entered and then got an order from Capulet and then left. And so what we would do is we would come on with different sort of secret intentions. And so he would come up to me and say, in this scene, I'm blind. Or in this scene, I'm afraid of paper, and I can't take the letter. You have to take it. And it just... and so we're just trying not to laugh for the 3 seconds we're on stage and then leave. So that you can do, you can get away with that sort of thing so long as you don't crack.
Oh, that's good. That's real good.
Graham, have you shown Andy Crucible Cast Party?
Oh, yeah, Cruising the Cast
Do you see that?
Oh yeah, the SNL music video.
Oh, right.
Oh no, I haven't. I don't think I've seen
Oh
that.
really?
Well,
With Lin-Manuel Miranda?
No, I don't believe
Oh,
it.
You should
it's,
show Andy.
it's very good.
Oh.
Just a quick aside before we dive into that.
Andrew, yeah.
That's a sizable donation there from Idiosync.
Wow.
$512.
$512. Thank you.
Thank you,
Appreciate it. We had the reason I was getting confused is because in Aladdin there was a bit, because of course it was a panto, right? So we had actually Drew, who I mentioned earlier, was playing one of the dames.
Yeah.
But there was it's a pantomime, so obviously there's a scene with cream pies, like you do.
Yeah.
And we were like, how are we gonna clean this up? And so we were like, okay, wait. As part of this set, we'll build in a rug, and we'll have the pies go off when this character is standing on the rug, and then I, as the assistant stage manager, which is the in our case was the person right off the wings, I'll walk in costume like I'm a servant or whatever, roll the rug up, and take it off with like the pie plates and all the cream pie stuff inside it, and then we'll do that as part of the scene, and then we don't have to worry about it for later. And one night the elastic on my hat, because we had like wide hats, popped, and so I bend over. I bend over to pick up the rug, and it just goes right into the rug, and I'm just like, all right, and I just roll it up.
Goodbye, hat.
Just roll it right up with the rug and the pie and everything. So, oh right, we probably can't play that video because it's region locked to.
Well, it's also.
No. Oh yeah, right. The lyrics are very funny, but are also broadcast on NBC at after midnight, so they are a little ribald, but also it's region locked, so there's that problem.
No, ribald?
That's one of those words that I have only I learned from reading, so I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But I felt an astonishing flashback to Oak Bay High School.
Yeah.
With that video. Raunchy, sure, that also works.